Hey Brian, how you doing?
Great, I'm doing great. How are you?
All good, all good.
Thanks for showing up to the party.
Well, thanks for having us.
I had to go out and buy me a new webcam. Yesterday, my old one was like 10 years old, and it made me look like Casper, the friend that goes by the so white. I kept telling my son, I'm like, how can I adjust this thing? I have no color at all.
Oh,
Never just figured out that the webcam was so
yeah, it does look a lot better, I gotta say.
yeah, I was not thinking the last time we did this. I was going to wear my beanie today. My wife's like, "Don't you ever wear that beanie uh, when you're on a webcam?" Because I have a tendency just to wear it around the house here. But yeah, she doesn't like it at all. So figured she'd walk in behind me and interrupt the webinar if she saw that I was wearing it. But yeah, so should be a lot of fun today. Looking forward to it. I always like having our traders get on and talk about how they trade. I get tired of listening to myself here talk about how I trade. I really enjoy listening to other people how they trade.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I sent out the link to my group too, so you may have a
Okay.
few extras.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we should get started here. Yeah, we got a pretty good crowd in here today. Pretty good. All right. It's 11 o'clock. Uh, Pope, are you in the house? Is your mic working?
I am here, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. So, hey, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for taking time out to come in to the webinar today. I promise we won't take much of your time, but we just enjoy talking about trading. I enjoy hearing other traders talk about how they trade, no matter what techniques they use. One of the things I always say is it doesn't matter what you use as long as you put context around it and you internalize it. Hey, you can make it work. So um, so we're here today. I asked Dre to come on from Trade Saver because he just has, a product that's, in a class by itself. And, I don't have to say that. Other people that use it say it as well. And I'd like to think what we offer is fairly unique as well. I won't say I'll never say that we have a best in class product because when it comes to trading models, nobody does. Uh, what Drew, what Dre has developed is different than what I've put together. So I have a trading model, and it's a flavor of Kool Aid. You may not like the taste of that Kool Aid, but that's okay. But so we're going to go ahead and delve right in. Again, Dre from Trade Saver is amongst them. Dre, you can chime in anytime that you want to. I'm not going to mute anybody, but please, please, please don't jump in. I just want to keep this where our mystery trader, which I've already spilled the beans on, uh, we want him to talk. We want him to interact with Dre. And then, I'll pick it up at the end and close things out. So, uh, the other participant is our mystery trader, and it is none other than Pope251. That's what he goes by inside of our Discord room. Pope has been with me since the early, early days, back when, we were just working everything for free, just trying stuff out, running stats all the time, trying to get the edge. And so we made a huge turn this past, I'll say 14, 15 months. And what we do, Pope has picked up on it. He is using Predator X in his trading plan. And it's very impressive. Pope is using our three primary setups, what we call the John Wick, which is a wick trade that we take around certain key levels. a shallow pullback, a John Wick, a jiggle, and then a somewhat deeper pullback we've dubbed the reverse mullet. So, without any further ado, uh, I am going to flash the disclaimer up. None of us here are financial advisors, so you know nothing you hear in here is a recommendation to take a trade or sell something short. You know, trade at your own risk. And Hope, I am going to stop sharing and let you share your screen and you take it from there. Just three guys talking about trade. That's all it is.
Great. Thank you. Hope everybody can see that.
Perfect. Yep.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned how long I've been with you, because I think it was right around that same time that, or it might have been a little before that, that I bought Predator X. And that was the earliest days of Predator X. And it's a much different product now than it was then. And right from that time, right from the time I discovered UBA, I thought these two products would be perfect for each other. We trade pullbacks, shallow pullbacks, deep pullbacks in the A plus room, and entry is one of the most important parts. And you can do it manually, and I have done it manually. For somebody with me with the ADD I have, it's hard to concentrate on a chart constantly. So for to let Predator get me in a trade, it's just awesome. And from there, like I was talking to Brian about this yesterday, my cursor is always on these stops, break evens, stop, trail stop. As soon as I get in a trade, I'm very nervous, but more often than not, it gets to my target or stop without me doing anything. So
But those are some really nice features that Dre built into the program that helps. And like I talked about yesterday, it's you got so many tasks to master to become a trader, and even more as a scalper. It's split second decisions. And when you're trading manually, if you don't have hundreds of thousands of trades behind you, it's very easy on a manual entry to talk yourself out of it or to give yourself an excuse. And that's what I think an order entry platform like this helps you do. So, yeah, go ahead, Pope. Sorry.
oh, I totally agree. And we use in the A plus room, we use several filters. We don't just take every what we call jiggle or reverse mullet or the John Wicks, which are I'm becoming a big fan of as of late. We use filters, and of course, Dre's product, the Predator X, it has some filters built into it, and you can also use custom filters, which is just another awesome feature of his product. And to be honest, Predator X, when you first get it, even like I've had it more than 2 years, it's still overwhelming to me. Um, the best way I have found to learn is to steal templates from other users. In our own room, we have Trevor. Trevor in the A plus room, he came up with a great a great template for trading jiggles and mullets, and he has some time filters that he discovered are the better times to trade or not trade. I just added him into my template. I changed a couple of things from his template, but for the most part, um, I've used it and done well with it. And then I took that template and I put it with John Wicks, and the John Wicks right now are doing very well. So I can't speak highly enough about Dre's product and of course BA's. It's changed my trading tremendously.
Are
Of
there any
course,
things?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say it's made it very boring because I was done before the market opened today.
Yeah, well, that's we joked about that back in the day. It was our objective is what we're always working toward, and in any type of trading, but especially scalping, is to make it as boring as possible. And once you get to that level where it's boring, then you're actually a pretty good trader. Nothing bothers you. So, but what specifically in the wick trades, is there anything that is under the cover that you need to talk about, or you want to show Dre or ask his opinion on anything? I mean, it sounds like based on your results, you've got it figured out, but I mean, is there anything in depth you want to talk about?
Sure. Well, what I've been using lately is this ATR feature for stops and losses and trails. Oh, there we go. Now, a typical ATM in the A plus room for just say a jiggle would be a 75 stop loss, which Brian has tens of thousands of trade data to show that that's an optimal stop loss, and a 22 profit target. Now, from me just experimenting with this ATR feature stop loss, I've come up with 3.5. Now, I believe that's really relevant to a 36.6 Ninjarenko candle, but it's in that ballpark of 75 ticks stop loss. And of course, it depends on the ATR, which you see here is always up on my chart. And I always have this another nice feature of Predator. It shows you the current lag of the chart. But anyhow, getting back to this ATR stop loss, this 3.5 is usually ballpark around that 75 ticks. That is typical in our trade room. And then I have two targets with this particular template of a half a point, which again it's normally that 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 first target, and then a one target value, ATR value for the second, and that usually is around 40 ticks, which again just so happens to be close to what we normally see in the A plus room.
Yeah, it's about a 64% hit rate on a 36.6 to go 40 ticks, on the reversal bar. So, and hey, Pope, show them just so they have a reference for folks not in the A plus room. You have the take profit markers. It looks like showing on there. So show them what your ATR looks like on the stop loss
Oh, I'm
on
sorry.
that right hand chart. It looks like you have the take
All right.
profit
Yes. Oh,
stop
yes.
loss.
So that this chart here has jiggles and mullets.
Yeah.
I'm going to
And
open up the.
and the software that Richard's coded in for us, he's put a lot of bells and whistles in there. One of those is a visual stop loss, take profit for multiple levels. So you could do your own visual after hours study to take a look at that.
Yeah, so you can see all these features that this is just the jiggle indicator. Um, Here's what Brian is talking about. I have markers on the chart for 22 profit and a 75 stop loss. And that's what this is here. This red hash mark here is a 75 stop loss for this particular jiggle. And you can see this green hash mark here is a 22 tick take profit. And that's only one of the features built into here. This a really another neat feature for back testing is this statistics panel.
Yeah, I've had a lot of guys asking about that one, seeing if we could build
It, it,
something into it with us too, but that's a really nice feature.
it's
It's
awesome.
yeah,
You know,
and it's accurate. I mean, it's accurate. But again, it's like I tell everybody, the statistics panel here, the statistics we use on whatever third party platform we may have, you know, you just want to use that as a good guideline for yourself. You don't want to take it at face value, but as long as you're using the same statistical snapshot, and you'll know when you're onto something. So you'll know when you're. I mean, we've got some alignment features right now that are. I don't even want to talk about them because they just seem so off the charts. And and it's based on some alignments we have with time filters, and they just continue to play out. So, uh, but yeah, it's a really neat feature right there to have just for self study, and get yourself internalized with what you're trying to do. That's all we're trying to do is get you to internalize a concept, and you can take it from there. So, but what do you think, Dre? Based off of, is there anything that you see, from what Pope's talking about that you have any recommendations on or anything?
Well, those lines he was showing, are those actual plots or are they just lines? Be-
Uh,
they're just lines. I don't think they're plots. Let me see.
no, I haven't been able to reference those.
I
Uh,
might be wrong.
but Richard, you're on here. You can open up. He's our programmer's on. You can go ahead and chime in, Richard.
Yeah, no,
Well, there you go. You could say profit line.
yeah. So if it were a some sort of a plot, then we could automate that with the predator as well. We could assign a stop. We could assign the profit target, and it'll set it right to those lines. But I mean, if we're just going based on ticks, it's not really that big of a deal. We
Right.
could do that either way. So
But yeah, those lines are they're based on like 3 years of data, and I have 2 years of hand collected data on this stuff. So, um, and all we're trying to do is, solve the sweet spot for the first take profit. And then after that, you know, you're hopefully in a position to trade multiples so that you can take advantage of runners. Because this is an inverse risk to reward model. But, it's like I tell everybody else, I have hundreds of thousands of trades, in the options, stocks, and futures swing trade programs. And everything I do is inverse risk to reward. I hardly ever get a 1-to-1, and I've been doing this for decades. So, um, once you find the sweet spot in something and you figure out how to trade multiples, then it becomes a lot easier to manage. And, the features that these guys use with Predator X, um, I mean, the trailing features you have with this it's just remarkable, Dre. Yeah, it's really good, really good. And that's the key. Nobody has the answer. I don't have the answer to solve your market solutions. I'm just going to come clean and tell you I don't, and nobody else does. And I can say that uh, with a high degree of confidence too. We're all just um, trying to get in a groove, find a method where we're comfortable with risk that whether we win a high percentage of the time or a low percentage of the time, as long as we have a mechanism that we can repeat, that's all we're after. And I really think, Dre's product here helps traders meet that if you're struggling in trading in the manual mode. Pope, what else? What else do you have for the for the crew
I
here.
just wanted to point out, pre-market today, like I said, Trevor did some studying of good and bad times to trade, and this but this template starts at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, as does the mullet and jiggle.
Jiggle. Yeah.
And so I set these templates up, and I turn them on, and the filter is activated, so they won't start trading until 7:30. And like I said, I was doing other things. I was reading discords, going through the Trade Saber Discord and the A Plus Discord, and lo and behold, boom! I got 2 trades in, and that was it. I was done for the day.
Yeah, that's awesome. We've had some pretty good structure for the last couple of weeks, and anytime we get negative GEX in the SPX, and it causes it gives you the opportunity to try for runners, and it also the structure starts returning back to the market, and I mean it returns like mad. What did we have the other day? 59 jiggles in one day, and 87% were winners. I mean, that was like 2 days ago, I think it was. Yeah, so when the markets turn like this, I mean, uh, the structure gets back, and it just makes trading a lot easier, and a lot more fun to trade. Like I took a big loss this morning in one of my some of my funded accounts because something stupid. It wasn't anything to do with anything other than something stupid that happened, and which always takes place in the market. You can't rule those things out. And yeah, it was like 20 minutes later, I was already um, hit my profit goal for the day on an inverse risk to reward, you know, trade method. So, but I love trading on days like today. So,
But this is the trade I had gotten pre-market, and the runner went to full target. A lot of times, my second runner will be taken out with the. I usually do a break even plus 2 or 3, but this one was a $300 trade, and right around the same time, I had a jiggle for $110. So that was a good morning. Now, of course,
yeah,
I changed over to Buellnox accounts for the regular trading hours, and I got a terrific John Wick right off the get go, full target, and then it immediately, Predator being as good as it is, immediately got me into another trade, and I wanted to hit this. I was reaching for this when I got another trade that went to full stop, of course, and the regular trading hour 9:30 this morning was just crazy, and so I just turned everything off. But to Predator's credit, it got me in the trades, and it got me in the trades very close to the entry I would have wanted. So
well, good. You and another guy in the room, trader Big B yeah, from Canada up there. You guys are a little more aggressive on the John Wick trades than I am. Uh, I have
I'm
to
real.
take a
I'm filtering my John Wicks. I have to have all red here with this. This is the
yeah, yeah.
cumulative delta array net change indicator. This is the cumulative delta. All of these all have to be red for me to get into a John Rick. Now I know Big B. He's a lot more aggressive than me. But
Yeah, I wait for those right around those key levels that we always look at. So I don't venture too far away from those. But yeah, so again, everything that Pope's talking about here is having a product like this Predator X. I believe it helps a lot of traders. You may eventually, once you get screen time and the trades and consistency, consistency is a big thing. Even if you're barely profitable after a year, I mean, you're way ahead of the game. you don't think you are, but you actually are if you're just barely profitable. I mean, if you look at the stats on the percentage of people that are profitable in the year that are available, it's been the same way for like last 40 years. And that's, roughly 10 to 15% people are profitable that, and even fewer than that, make a decent income from it. So you have a lot of skill set development to be good at this. And, you have to give yourself time. You have to be, I mean, you have to be competitive. You have to be able to learn, able to take punches, and just realize that, if you can get a method down and if you're scalping like all of us are that are in this room here, it may benefit you to have a product that may take a layer or two of anxiety away just simply by hitting a button. Okay, I hit the entry button. Now it's the software's part. It's the software's fault if I lose. That may help you after 100, 300, 1,000 trades. That may help you get over the point and say, okay, it's not really the software. I'm still hitting the button, but it's making the trading a lot easier. And you have to have something you believe in to take the trade, and then something to use to get into the trade. And that takes a lot of time for a lot of people to be comfortable doing. So, Dre, what do you have to add?
Yeah, I mean that you got it pretty spot on. The whole purpose of the Predator is to make basically replace your trading. A lot of people can't be glued to a computer or, like you said, have anxiety getting in and out of trades. Uh, you're trying to wait for that signal or condition. Uh, it just it takes too much mental power to be able to do that manually every time, especially if you're starting out. I know I had a lot of problems with that too. So this, yeah, it takes that whole having to wait and manually click a button when it's time to execute. The Predator is just going to take your conditions, execute them according to your actual strategy. So there's no extra thinking involved. You just set it up and it does its thing.
And so for anybody who's wondering about the indicators from the A plus room, I have this up now so you can see that um, Richard, who creates all these indicators, he does everything with Predator in mind. So this here is the signal for the John Wick, and you can see that that's recognizable by Predator. I just wanted to make that point. And the other
Yeah.
point about I wanted to make today was a perfect example. You could be great at pushing these buttons, have a good feel for what the market is doing, all of that great stuff, and we all know the issues with the prop firms and Rhythmic and Trade Evade accounts, and especially at the open where they just jam up. That's one of the reasons I always say you can't walk away from your computer, especially when you have connections like Rhythmic and Trade Evade. There's just constantly problems. So, um,
I
but I
think
could say
Tradeovate
that,
today was having problems.
of course,
A lot of people
I could
couldn't.
honestly say with Predator, it's Predator is not the problem. A plus setups are not the problem. It's always the Trade Evade and Rhythm, and more often I think Rhythmic connections.
Hey, sweet. Well, Pope, I think we're close to about 30 minutes in right now. Anything you want to part part with? Leave any words of wisdom, nuggets of goodness with the folks in the room here?
Yeah, well, I'd like to say that I'm embarrassed to say how much money I've spent on indicators and trade rooms, and we've all gone through it. I've heard you. What amazes me about you, BA, is you remember exactly how much money you spent on things
Yeah,
and how bad they
there's a
were.
lot.
I'll say that A plus. I can't believe it only costs $30 a month, and you come away with all these incredible indicators that are constantly updated and improved upon. and the same for Dre. For all the money I've spent for trading, these are by far the two best places I've ever spent money. So I'm really, really happy that the both of you are collaborating. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
You're welcome, Pope. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing your trading. I'd like to do more of these as we move forward in time because I love hearing about traders talk about their stuff. I'm retired military and I still love being around the young Joes, hearing them talk about their daily ordeal. So there's just something therapeutic about listening to, other traders talk about their trading when they're not bragging, when they're being humble, when they're just talking about how they're grinding it out. And I will tell you, we are all grinding it out. So don't believe all these YouTube and Twitter X things. We're all in the same boat. So, Pope, if you would stop sharing, I will take back over. And
Did that work?
it
Okay.
did. Yep, you can see my screen there.
Yep, terrific.
So we're going to close right here, and then I'll answer the questions that I see are popping up right now. So I'll start right here with Trade Saver, Predator X, and I'll let Dre talk about anything he wants to. But if you're interested if you don't have this and you're interested, here's a link and a code to use for the Predator X. It's like I tell everybody in the room, any affiliate income that I make in the room, we give a giveaway once a month. We have one coming up Friday, and I churn that back into the community. So if you're interested, it's a great product, no doubt about it. Best in class as far as I'm concerned. And there you go. Here is how you can join A+ setups. I'm going to show you what that consists of here in just a moment. But this is our patreon.com site where the membership is. You can check out like 90% of our tools on our website. You can always hit me up on email if you're like, yeah, I kind of like the A+ thing, but could you run a chart for me on gold during the Europe Open? Yeah, sure, I'll do that for you. Let you take a look at it. So we're just trying to help folks out. So this is how you can get in touch with us. Dre, you have anything to talk about, reference your product there?
Yeah, I mean, we have a free trial for anybody that wants to try it. There's no credit card signups, nothing. You just make an account on our website, tradesaver.com. Sign up. I could leave a link here if you want. But yeah, just sign up, try it out, mess around with it. If you have any questions, let me know. We have a full user guide as well. That helps answer a lot of the questions too. But yeah, I'm always here. Email, Discord, whatever you guys need. Yeah.
All right, good deal.
But
Yeah, we're perfect, Dre. Thanks. And everybody, about another 30 seconds, we're going to get to the questions here. I see your questions. I'll go from bottom to top. All right, so this is what do I get if I join A+ setups? Let me see if I can activate my little laser pointer. There we go. Live trading every day, mornings and final hour. We start 9:30, end at 11. Come back on. We do 30-minute training sessions Monday through Thursday, and then we're trading last hour of Monday through Thursday. I stop trading at 11 o'clock on Fridays, wrap things up for the weekend. If you join, it's you can download all of our trading models and indicators, and you keep them forever. We have a lot of stuff, pretty neat things, and again, it's $29.99 for right now. Probably 3 to 6 months from now, it's probably going to go up. We produce. I don't provide statistical profiles out in the public. I could potentially get in trouble, for that because it may look very misleading. But I do provide statistical profiles and reports every Saturday, for our primary setups on how everything is working, the alignment tools. It's very extensive, and that's one of the things. So we have, of course, scalping, swing trading, and pairs trading models for future stocks and options. Not only do I scalp, but I am very, very active option trader and pairs trading in the futures markets. So that's kind of a secondary focus. And we focus on three pillars inside the room. A trading model with a directional edge, money management based on statistical profiles, and then the proper use of leverage. And if you can get the first two pillars right, you can still absolutely blow it if you don't understand leverage and risk of ruin. So we harp on that constantly to try to keep traders in that very exclusive club of staying profitable for every year. Uh, Templates for Predator X and Markers Plus. And then, of course, we have a really good trading community, like I'm sure exists over in Dre's room as well. So anyway, you can join, hit the code, go to Patreon, and then that's it. So let's go ahead and go through here. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Zach, patreon.com, A plus setup. Yeah, let me yeah, thanks, Zach, for doing that. I'm still very illiterate in digital stuff, so thank you. Dre, if possible, can you maybe share some roadmap items for Predator?
Sure. Is that like the user guide kind of thing, or what?
Tony D, what are you looking for specifically? Just new developmental features, product updates? Yeah.
Yeah. So like new things coming up, kind of thing. Um, I am working on a new method of detecting signals. For those signals that don't necessarily meet the criteria right now. Right now, for like draw objects, you need a very specific format. You need a tag and a current bar. Uh, I'm working on something right now that's going to be able to detect any signal, as long as it's printed by an indicator. It doesn't really matter what format it's on. Uh, that's coming up soon. I'm just working out a few little things. Working on version 4 of the Predator, which is going to have some crazy order management updates as well. You're going to be able to do a lot more with it. Uh, just custom targets, like a different order management for each target. Um, and I am working on having separate templates for individual signals as well. So if you have one signal where maybe you only want 50 ticks, another signal where maybe you want 100 ticks, uh, all of those things are kind of working on right now. Is that
That's
kind of
pretty interesting.
what you were looking for? Yeah, this I have other indicators as well that's going to let you build out more. Uh, uh, is going to help you build strategies as well. Just a whole ecosystem. If you're combining multiple signals, so it's going to make things a lot easier, I think. But yes, all of those things are in development. I haven't really talked about those as much, but you will be seeing them come March, April, and throughout summer. I have a lot of big releases, and
Oh,
they're all
nice.
going to be included for the lifetime members as well.
Good deal. All right, JJDDII, is this an A plus? Is it a Discord room? Yes, I probably didn't spell that out, but that's where we live stream in our Discord room. Let's see. Are the templates easy to install and set up? Hey, Dr. Jeff Wild, I think they are. I think they're real easy. They're just normal NinjaTrader indicators. I call them trading models because we have a strategy built around those things. I've recently started, I'm building the airplane in flight. So uh, I just recently started putting everything in a zip file, and that's got one package for the Jiggle, one package for other like swing trading models I have for each one of those. So yeah, I think they are, but I'm kind of biased on the easy install. So let's see. Dre, I noticed that the cumulative delta signal will not show in Predator as a filter when you also have the Jiggle indicator activated. Could you guys check that out if you're able? It works when you do centerline and cumulative. That okay? So that must be from who is that from? All right, Dre, I'm going to let me see if I can put this. This is the question right here. Let me get back up there.
Oh yeah, I see it here.
Yeah, I'll let you
Um,
read it. And
do you have that cumulative delta signal?
we do, yes. Yeah, it's a +1, -1. So it's binary. It's either or, positive or negative.
Okay. And do you know if it shows up in the panel when we?
It shows.
If you like,
Go ahead.
Brian, I can share again and show it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Let me stop sharing. Okay, Pope.
Can you see?
Yep.
So here's the panel Dre is talking about. And here's filter 1, which is the cumulative delta signal. And filter 2, triple signal is, I'm sorry, I have that backwards. Triple signal is net change, and the signal is for the cumulative delta.
Okay.
And just to show you, Brian, or anybody else that's wondering how this works here, and Dre, I'm not even sure, but I do believe all of these things can be used for a filter. This is where I say Predator gets a little overwhelming, that the options are endless.
So yeah, so the predator is just going to detect any plot you have loaded on your chart. So uh, maybe not every plot is going to have a specific signal, but it is going to detect that plot, and then what you do with it, you're just trying to match up either =1 plus or a +1 -1 value, maybe cross above a value, as long as it's an identifiable value of some sort. We can use that. But yes, that just detects every plot.
All right. So did that answer? I take it that answered that question then. The question was, it works. Let's see. Cumulative delta signal will not show in Predator as a filter when you also have the Jiggle indicator activated. Okay, I'm going to copy this question here and just talk to Richard about it to see if do you have, I mean, yours is showing, right,
Yeah.
Pope? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so it shows. Huh.
Now, I have not updated my Jiggle with the latest one that came out Sunday. So maybe it's a problem with the one that came out on Sunday, but I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to copy that to my.
Yeah, let
It sounds
me
like Chris is on it already.
let me know too if I'll see if I can look into these indicators as well, and maybe there is an issue, but we're just I'll need to go in there and see if those signals do show up.
Okay.
But it should, if there are individual plots, it doesn't matter whether it's a filter, entry, whatever it is, they will show up. Just make sure you are on the latest version of the Predator. If not, just update and try again.
Yes. Well, I didn't want to confuse anybody. I am on the latest version of Predator, but this Jiggle indicator had an update that came out Sunday night that I did not update yet. So
Okay. All right. Pope, if you want to, well, you can just leave your chart up there. I'm just scrolling through here. So, yep, Richard says they are not plots. Okay. So, all right. Hey, I think we covered all the questions there. If anybody has any other questions um, for myself or Dre, um, should be able to get in touch with us, either, in each of the discords and the email I flashed up there. But I would like to close and just say I really appreciate, everybody coming in for this. And it was enjoyable for me, like I said, to listen to another trader talk about what he's doing. I mean, look at the jiggles. There's two jiggles and a reverse mullet that just fired right there on the screen. So it's awesome. But anyway, thank you for showing up. We'll continue to do more of these as we move forward. I enjoy getting together with Dre, picking his brain, seeing what he has on his mind with his product. And one final question, the answer, can we use the Jiggle RM and Dre's pullback strategy? I'm not sure what your pullback strategy is, but the
I'm
Jiggle
sure I know what it is, and I'm sure you could just it's adding an indicator and adding another. It's just adding another indicator to the chart, and then Trey, am I right? It's up to 3 different.
Yeah, so the entry signals are individual. So whichever entry signal it detects first, that's the one it's going to enter. Your filters, on the other hand, they're all of them have to be combined at the same time, facing the same direction.
All right. I think we're going to cap it 45 minutes right on time. So, Dre, thank you very much for joining us. Thank everyone else for being here.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks, Pope.
Thank you.
Yep, you're very welcome. Pope, we'll catch you in the room. Everybody have a good one. And from A Plus Setups and Trade Saver, we both wish you everybody good luck in your trading. Everybody have a good one. We'll catch you later.
Take care, guys.
Record